I'll admit it, the quiet practices are sometimes the ones that stay with me. No pads cracking, no crowd reacting, no easy highlight telling us what to believe. Just a football team deciding, rep by rep, whom it can trust. Patriots Nation, listen closely. Wednesday's walkthrough may have lowered the volume, but it exposed movement in places that could shape this roster, protect Drake Maye, and restore an identity Foxborough has been waiting to feel again. Today is about earned faith, hard lessons, and players refusing to let old doubts define them. If that feeling matters to you, subscribe and stay with us. After 2 padded practices, New England pulled back on day 10. The closed session had no competitive team period and leaned toward fundamentals. Nobody wins the internet with a spectacular catch on a day like that. Coaches reveal something quieter. Who is standing where when the roster begins to take shape? Efton Chisholm III was working with the top unit. Kyle Williams, the 2025 third-round pick, was catching passes from backup quarterback Tommy DeVito. That order carries weight because the Patriots may be forced into a painful numbers decision. If Kayshon Boutte remains, do they keep 6 receivers as they did last season, or stretch the room to 7? If the answer is 6, Chisholm and Williams appear to be fighting for precious ground, and the former undrafted free agent has outplayed the drafted player so far. I love that because a healthier Patriots roster should make pedigree uncomfortable. Draft status can open the first door. It cannot keep somebody in the building forever. Chisholm earning top unit work says the staff will let practice reshape its assumptions. That makes competition credible. The same feeling reached the backfield. Lan Larison is pushed for the 3rd running back job, yet Terrell Jennings stood as the top backup behind Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson on Wednesday. Jennings held that role before an injury interrupted him, so the placement may reflect the trust he had already earned. It also tells Larison exactly what must be taken from him. Jennings is not chasing an old favor, he is trying to defend unfinished work. Then the secondary made the walkthrough feel even more revealing. Rookie Karan Prunty again worked with the top defense after deflecting a Drake Maye pass intended for I.J. Brown and intercepting Tommy DeVito during the previous 2 padded practices. Carlton Davis III being sidelined has created opportunity, but Prunty has supplied the plays that keep the opportunity alive. Beside him was Channing Canada, another rookie and an undrafted find from TCU. He has flashed enough to earn more time with the first unit. A Wednesday alignment is not a final depth chart, but coaches do not distribute meaningful reps as charity. Chisholm, Jennings, Prunty, and Canada left a low-volume practice with something louder than a highlight. Evidence that trust is moving. The next story shows what it costs to win that trust back, after the football world questions whether you belong. Will Campbell had to live with one of the cruelest experiences a young lineman can face. His postseason ended with the Super Bowl spotlight finding every mistake against one of the league's toughest defenses, and the reaction did not stop at criticism. People tried to redefine his position. They looked at his trouble protecting Drake Maye's blindside and decided he was not a legitimate left tackle, that New England should move him to guard before year 2 even began. Mike Vrabel and Elliott Wolf never embraced that verdict. Campbell did not answer it with speeches. Away from the facility, he sought out accomplished linemen, including Super Bowl champion and 13-year veteran Lane Johnson, and worked on the details that betrayed him on the largest stage. Failure can make a player protect his pride. Campbell walked toward the discomfort and asked better players to help him grow. Now the difference is becoming visible to teammates. Draymond Jones knows Campbell from the Patriots' 2025 meeting with Tennessee, when Jones was still on the Titans. He has seen the earlier version across from him, and this summer he has praised how much the tackle has improved. That comparison matters more than a generic camp compliment. Jones is expected to be one of New England's leading pass rushers, and he is measuring Campbell through real collision, leverage, hands, recovery, and repetition. Campbell described their work as a chess match. Their familiarity makes each rep demand an adjustment. Left tackle is not saved by one powerful punch or one good afternoon. It is built through recognition, balance, and surviving when a defender remembers what beat you yesterday. August does not erase February. The criticism will follow Campbell into 2026 until he strings together consistent Sundays. But there is a difference between carrying a scar and being trapped by it. He appears to be using that Super Bowl pain as instruction. For a fan base that watched Maye absorb the cost of failed protection, that is personal. New England cannot ask its quarterback to become extraordinary while the blindside remains negotiable. Campbell has a difficult schedule waiting, and a larger responsibility arriving with it. If his offseason work holds under regular season speed, the Patriots gain more than an improved tackle. They gain proof that a brutal ending did not fracture a cornerstone, it hardened him. And when the protection begins to believe in itself, the skill players feel permission to compete without counting every mistake. That is why Romeo Doubs' approach matters next. There is a kind of maturity that never makes a highlight reel. Romeo Doubs arrived in New England expecting opportunity, then watched the Patriots trade for A.J. Brown and change the geometry of the receiver room. Plenty of players would have heard that transaction as a message about what they had lost. Doubs heard a higher standard. He said being around Brown, Mac Hollins, Kayshon Boutte, Demario Douglas, and Kyle Williams keeps everyone detailed and on its P's and Q's. Those words fit his career. Doubs was never handed Green Bay's featured role. He climbed through early struggles and learned to produce without demanding that the offense revolve around him. That does not make him passive. It makes him valuable in a crowded room. Brown is the centerpiece, but an NFL offense cannot live on one target. Coverage will tilt. Third downs will ask Maye to trust the receiver who recognizes leverage and finishes where expected. Doubs has 3 straight seasons with at least 600 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns, including a career-best 724 yards last season. That is dependable production in a room with genuine layers. And yes, I feel relief saying that. Patriots fans spent too long talking themselves into thin groups and hoping one player could solve every matchup. Brown's arrival did not erase Doubs. It challenged him to define why he still matters. His answer has been detail, humility, and daily competition. That is where the old New England language earns its place. Do your job never meant surrendering ambition. It meant understanding how individual precision protects the team. Doubs may have found more targets elsewhere, but he chose this room, this quarterback, and this fight. If he takes ownership of Josh McDaniels' offense, Maye gets a receiver who knows the second read is never a lesser responsibility. Foxborough roll call. Tell me where you are watching from if this is the kind of competition you have been waiting to see. Talent pushing talent without ego poisoning the room. The wide receiver battle is becoming a test of selflessness. The final story carries a different emotion. It belongs to a rookie who lost precious time, heard the concern growing around him, and finally had the chance to tell Patriots fans what he intends to give back. Kuz arrived at camp with pressure waiting. His unsigned rookie contract, off-season knee procedure, and Harold Landry's absence had made the pass rush depth feel vulnerable. Every missed day widened the distance between Jacas and his teammates. Then the contract was signed. He joined practice almost immediately, and his explosive style began showing itself. Encouraging, yes, but the message he chose before reporters stayed with me even more. Jacas told Patriots fans they will get his best every game and that he will do anything necessary to help the team win. Whatever it takes. Saying it is easy. Living it after missed installation and a procedure is the assignment. But Patriots Nation, this is where things get really interesting. Mike Vrabel has been picking on him in meetings. I hear investment, not rejection. Coaches press players they believe can carry more. Vrabel is forcing Jacas to close the mental distance while his body regains football rhythm. This pass rush cannot afford comfort. Landry remains sidelined, and the available role is significant. Still, need cannot manufacture readiness. Jacas has to learn the playbook, process the adjustments, earn dependable snaps, and prove that the force appearing in practice survives when an offense attacks his discipline. Flashes can calm a fan base for an afternoon. Consistency changes a defense. In an AFC that punishes hesitation, New England cannot wait forever for that change. That is why his words landed emotionally. He did not promise statistics or demand patience. He promised effort for the team. After the contract delay and knee concern, fans were not merely asking whether he could rush a passer. They were asking whether he was truly here, ready to join the work. There is time before the first preseason game. Each meeting can recover a missed detail, and each practice can close the gap. The Patriots are projected to need Jacas in an important role, but projection is only the invitation. His urgency must make it real. I want Foxborough to give him room to grow without lowering the expectation. Those ideas can coexist. Protect the player coming off a procedure. Push the rookie who wants responsibility. Let Vrabel test the promise until whatever it takes becomes correct alignment, violent execution, and trust on a critical down. If Jacas reaches that point, the anxiety that followed his absence will not disappear because fans forgot it. It will become part of why his arrival means more. That quiet Wednesday practice left me feeling something New England has needed for a long time. Belief with evidence underneath it. Undrafted players are climbing. Campbell is answering humiliation with work. Doubs is choosing team over ego, and Jacas is chasing the time he lost. None of it guarantees September. All of it reveals the standard being rebuilt. Patriots Nation, tell me what you think. What must Mike Vrabel make New England's next non-negotiable priority if this earned trust is going to survive September? Put that priority below, subscribe to Patriots Club fans, and stay close, because belief is finally returning to Foxborough with some hard evidence behind it.